Atma Namaste, dear soul crafters. Welcome to my exclusive video podcast, Soul Crafting with Tanushree, Crafting Your Inner Awareness. I'm Tanushree Nair, your energy mastery and mindset specialist, and author of the book Bring Out That Red Lipstick, certified life coach, and an energy worker. I'm on a mission to enable individuals to discover their innate energy balance for success, well being, leadership through my inner Shakti blueprint. I'm absolutely excited to bring out this new episode. A quote I heard somewhere says, "True leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders." Resonates with me so much. This podcast is for all those people who are in the daily grind of life, who need a hand to learn self mastery of their thoughts, emotions, and inner self, and move to the next level of achieving their purpose of life. Join me as I share, discuss, and ruminate how to carve out that heroine's journey with, with my esteemed guests to maximize your inner potential and to bring out your inner divine Shakti leader. This episode is a part of the Conscious Feminine Energy Leadership Series, Season 2. The channel is for all those who are seeking an inside out transformation. Hello, Dawn. Welcome to Soul Crafting with Tanushree.
Hi, Tanushree. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you for the honor of being on your show.
I'm so glad you could make it. And I would like to introduce who Dawn is. Dawn Santoriello, CFP, is the founder and CEO of DS Financial Strategies, a fee-based financial planning firm that develops customized plans designed to maximize the efficiency of your money. Located just outside Philadelphia, Dawn is focused on empowering women, couples, and entrepreneurs to reach their financial goals with peace of mind and economic confidence across the US. Born in Brooklyn, NY, and raised in Long Island, Dawn graduated from Adelphi University with a BS in finance. She currently lives in King of Prussia, PA. Away from the office, you can find Dawn living true to her wellness and wealth lifestyle by hiking, kayaking, mountain biking, and meditating. I think we connect on the meditating part so much, Dawn.
Yeah.
Dawn was also the former host of Conquer Your Finances, Conquer Your Life on RVN TV. She has been published in numerous blogs and journals, including Wealth Planning Advisor and Let's Talk Philadelphia, and has been featured in Forbes Investment Advisor, Market Watch, and the Philadelphia Inquirer. Be sure to check out Dawn's YouTube page, DS Financial Strategies, for Financial Friday with Dawn. I'm so glad you could make up to the third episode of Soul Crafting with Tanushree. A little gist of what I do. I'm an energy consciousness coach, and Soul Crafting with Tanushree is a podcast where we invite successful women and leaders and experts in their domain to come and share the tidbits of how they have experienced business and how they are following their leadership skills, and share it with the women who are watching and listening to the show. The second season of Soul Crafting with Tanushree is specifically focused on the conscious energy leadership. And I'm so glad that I just found a right guest for my show today.
And I love this. I'm super excited because this is my first time being interviewed outside of North America. So this is wonderful. So hello to all your viewers. I'm so excited to be here. And I love this whole topic, like energy and everything. Like, that's just amazing because that should be combined with your leadership skills, with your financial planning, which is what I bring it into. So this is so great. So I'm so happy to be on this podcast with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dawn. So coming to the question, because I was very intrigued by your profile, and you are a financial planner. Most women I have seen, even though in India we have a lot of emphasis on academic studies, I don't see women entering too much of into financial planning, and the kind of rigor it takes to study financial planning. In India, it is also called as it takes around not just 4 years but more years, because the rigor of learning that subject and becoming a financial planner is very high. So I was very intrigued. What made you want to become a financial planner?
Let's see. So ever since I was young, well, I was born basically into poverty, if you want to call it that. We basically, my grandmother raised us because my mom was like a drug addict, and my dad, he was out of the picture. So he died when I was 2, which that's an interesting story because I found out he wasn't even my real dad. I just found my real biological dad this past year. So that's another interesting story. So growing up, like being poor, like not really having much. I mean, I was so poor that my grandma, I had a black hole in my tooth when I was a kid because we didn't even go to the dentist. So then fortunately we got adopted into a wonderful family. And then I was like, you know what? I am never going to be poor again like that. So I was always fascinated by money. Like my parents would give us chores to do. So I'd save all my money, have my little spreadsheets. Okay, this is going to be for my house when I grow up. This will be for my car. So I was a little financial planner as a little kid.
I know, I could already see those signs of being a planner.
Yeah, and I want to help other people too, because I don't want people to struggle, because if I made it, you can make it. Everyone can make it. It's just, you have to have that determination and that drive. And I guess that just my soul is calling too. I'm just here to move the world forward and just give people hope where they don't think there's any hope, because there's always hope. You could always do whatever you want. Just follow your dreams and follow your heart, and you're going to make it, and you will be successful.
Yes. And I think stories inspire. It's only when people like you and me, who we feel that we are living a mediocre life, but these are the stories that actually inspire other people. And we shouldn't shy away from telling our story to others. We don't know whose life we'll touch, who would really find that inspiration or motivation, or it's just the right time. Some words that we spoke has helped somebody to overcome this challenge in their life. So you have a very unique niche, Dawn, and tell me more about it. I understand, I can feel that sparkle of spiritualism coming from you, and I think we immediately connected even when we spoke. And I'm usually a very shy person, but I think I was quite comfortable with you. So you have a very unique niche. Please tell our listeners and viewers more about it.
Sure. Well, I combine spirituality and money because I'm a little woo-woo. Like I'm into the whole metaphysical energy, healing, and all that side, like praying, meditating, doing yoga. So I was like, you know what? And it's funny. I work with a intuitive coach, and she told me, what was it? It was like probably 3 or 4 years ago. She's like, you're going to write a book, and it's going to be about spirituality and money. And wow. I said, you're absolutely crazy. I'm not going to do that. No way am I doing that, because I'm a financial planner. That's very serious. And then I can't just say, hey, I like crystals, I like this, and talk about energy. Like, it doesn't go. So then I sat with it for a while, and I'm like, you know what? Well, if I'm going to write this book, let me go become a certified financial planner. And like you mentioned before, it is a lot of work. Like, yes, courses, the huge exam, which I believe that's the same exam, probably like international. It's so tough. There's only like a 62%
a percentage. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I did that. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, I got that CFP now. Then COVID hits. So I'm like, you know what? What do I got to lose? Let's go do it. If I'm supposed to do this, let's just see what happens. So I did my first talk, which was releasing the 5 biggest money blocks holding you back, how a prayer for abundance and real world investment strategies changed my life and can change yours too. And I was pleasantly surprised. People responded very well. They wanted to meet with me, and they actually became a client. I was like, really? So I'm not too woo-woo. Okay.
Right.
So then I was like, okay, you know what? That went well. So let's just go finish this book, get started and finish it. And I basically really started it last August, and I just finished it in April. And actually, I'm super excited. I'm going to be going live later today because they just sent me my first official copy. So I want to open it up to everyone.
Congratulations. So, yeah. Congratulations.
I'm excited about that. So yeah, so that's what I kind of do. I help women and entrepreneurs, couples, whoever wants. I show them this powerful prayer that really changes your life. It creates everything you want, not just for finances, creates a better health, anything you want to happen.
Exactly.
And then I talk about clearing the five biggest money blocks. Then we talk about, okay, let's get down to business. Like, how do you invest your money? What works? What doesn't? Is there an easy way to do this? Does it have to be so complicated? And no, it doesn't. Then I talk about spending plans, which is another word for budgeting, but budgeting is like kind of like a dirty word, and spending plan just sounds much more fun. And then I show them how to get out of debt. How to get out of debt. I mean, how to get out of debt. Yeah, I'm not a miracle worker. I can't show them that. And then we talk about a way to supercharge your savings for retirement. And then I give some examples of how I've helped my clients in the past. So yeah, so that's my little niche.
That's so awesome. And it's such a different niche, bringing spirituality and money together. Yes, we speak about abundance all the time, but most times we don't believe that we can manifest it. I think that's what happens most of the times, that we believe that we want abundance, but we don't know how to manifest it. And I believe your book has that wonderful side to actually bringing it into reality, into your own reality today. So what makes you so different from other certified financial planners, Dawn?
I guess it would be this, combining my woo-woo side and bringing the finances. Like most advisors, they just focus on the numbers. Okay, this is how much you need to have at age 65 so you could retire at this time. And me, it's just like, I'm like, no, let's, money is a scary topic. A lot of people don't really want to talk about it. So let's make it a little bit fun, make it more comfortable. So I do that. And then, then we get down to those numbers, because obviously, yes, as a financial planner, it is about the numbers, but we got to get the emotional side, the spiritual side.
Yes.
Here's an example of what happened to me. So I guess when I was first getting started in the business, I basically was trapped in a parking garage. I had $200 to my name and I couldn't even get out because my cards were maxed out and I had no money. So I'm sitting there like waiting and waiting. Cars are coming behind me. I'm like, where is somebody? Can somebody just come out here? So the guard finally came out and let me through. And I went home and I cried that night. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, what is going on? I'm smart. I'm a financial planner. My clients are making money. Why am I suffering? What is this? Yeah. Well, it turns out I was blocked. I was spiritually blocked around money, and all my analytical skills, they couldn't save me, because I had to clear these blocks and get out of that scarcity mindset. I was totally living in scarcity, going right back to my early days of childhood. So it's like, it doesn't matter what you got to clear those energetic blocks that are within you so you could have abundance. Because even if you're lucky and you do become rich or you get wealthy, if you're not clear, that's just going to go away. Like, for example, lottery winners, they go bankrupt within, what is it, like?
Absolutely, yes. I agree
yeah. This. So it's like those beliefs about money, they have to change to more positive beliefs where you're acceptant and you love yourself and you allow it to flow in, so that way it'll stay with you. You'll keep it attracted to you, the money. And then obviously once you have it attracted, you got to make smart financial decisions and moves with that money to help it grow and protect it.
I so loved what you said now and what you shared, because I truly believe, and I'm almost in alignment to what you're saying here. It is first about acknowledging that you have a problem, and only when you acknowledge you should be able to accept it wholeheartedly, that yes, I'm looking it into the eyes and saying that I accept there is a problem, and then surrendering to the universe to give you the right clues and the right direction and the right opportunities to meet people to overcome that challenge. I think only when you surrender is when you get a new path opening up in front of you. So beautifully said, Dawn. So beautifully.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that there is something that you would have always felt that had I learned this earlier in my life, what is that something that you feel that I wish I knew this earlier, and it came a little bit too late, but it's not so late, but somehow you feel, had it been a little bit more earlier, what is it something that you learned?
Let's see. Well, I guess it was to not try to copy everybody else. Like you said, my field is male dominated. So every year I'd be buying like some new program, new software that was like, oh, this is it. This is going to make you successful. Like there was one program who I love, he's a great mentor. It was like, okay, here's your commercial. You say you're a financial swing coach. I don't even really golf. And when I do, I suck at it. So like me being a financial swing coach is not gonna like attract people. And so once like I finally got my whole thing where I wasn't trying to copy someone else, like I just stayed true to myself and like, hey, yeah, this is what I do. I help you reach your goals and get there with peace of mind and economic confidence. And then I help you clear out your money blocks. So I just found that like who I am. So I just basically who I am. I wasn't trying to copy anyone else, just being myself. So if I would have had that 16 years ago when I first got in the business, I think things probably would have been a lot different. But then again, everything always happens at the right time, and it's not in your time, it's in God's time. So I guess it all had to happen this way. Like the whole pandemic had to awaken people so they could hear this message.
Absolutely. I so agree. Everything has its own time, has its own place in the whole plan of the universe, and it doesn't come very naturally to people that how to listen to your inner voice. It doesn't come very naturally in the beginning, but when you realize that there is an inner voice talking to you, guiding you and pushing you towards your actual purpose, when you start listening to that inner voice is when you start getting aligned with the universe.
Yeah.
And I can see that in your story. I can see that in your story. So I'm waiting to listen to you from you about the book, The Spiritual Path to Prosperity, the Truth About Money Revealed. I'm waiting to listen to you, from you about the book. I understand that the book is still under publication. It's not yet released. It's not yet launched. But I think there will be a lot of people who would be interested to understand this spiritual connection towards money, towards prosperity, towards their abundance. So can you please tell more about your book, Dawn?
Sure. Well, we first start with this. I open it up with my story, kind of what I just shared, but I go into more of my background and everything. Then I teach this prayer that my spiritual teacher had taught me. And wow, this thing, it's amazing. And I never realized, okay, yeah, it works for me. But then when I would do it out in my workshops and the responses, like one person, she got a $30,000 ghostwriting job. Another person got a new job. Another one, she got a job offer, but it wasn't the right fit, but she hadn't had any job offers before that. So, and then, for example, like me getting my dream car, my dream boyfriend at the time, my dream apartment, it's like, it works for everything. And it just opens up a path, and it always works. And then one thing is that it may not work in the way you expect, but it's always in what you need. And again, it's not in your time, and it's divine time. So that's, so I set it the framework with that, because again, people, we don't want to just go right into the numbers. Like we need to set the framework and the foundation, because they're made, like, and my book is for everybody. If you're super wealthy, or if you're kind of struggling, this will help. This is the first step to clear out that. Then we go into, okay, let's now the money blocks. Let's clear money blocks that we have. Where did this story start? Why do you believe it? What do you want to believe? That's where the transformation comes in. And what small step can you take right now to get you closer to that? So I take them through a series of blocks, and then they could do it on any kind of money block they have. So they got those tools that'll last them and help them throughout their life. Then we talk about investments. There's a lot of different philosophies when it comes to investing, and advisors and people tend to overcomplicate it. And I'm like, no, we don't need to overcomplicate it. This is what you do. You do this, you stay the course, and you're going to be fine. You don't move in and out. You don't listen to the news and freak out. We build portfolios that could withstand the ups and the downs. And as long as you stay invested, you're going to reach your goals. When you start panicking, that's when you're going to make mistakes. And that's another reason why I always tell people, never go it alone. Go work with a financial advisor who you trust, because they're going to be there for you, not just the numbers wise, but emotionally, because investors, they're their biggest enemy, because they're so involved. It's their money. So as soon as they see a loss, they start panicking and they want to do stuff. And that's going to cause a huge mistake. So working with someone who's objective, that helps. So I talk about that. I talk about, using life insurance as a way to supercharge your retirement savings and also create cash flow so that you can use it before you retire. So that's a huge kind of thing. A lot of people aren't really aware of that because they think of, oh, life insurance is just for when you die. But it's actually called life insurance for a reason, because it's to use during your life as well. So I kind of explain that to open people's eyes to that, because that's my whole thing too. It's like, here's the truth about everything. Here's what really is happening.
Right.
And then I just give some client examples of how I help them, again, by having like a holistic plan, looking at everything. So yeah, that's everything in like kind of a nutshell. So it, like I said, it should be coming out really soon. My publisher told me as soon as I review this paperback copy, I guess it goes live. I'm hoping they give me a day, because I want to get everybody to kind of go buy it on the same day. But
awesome. Yeah. I'm wishing you huge success for your book. I'm sure that it will grab eyeballs, because it is something which is very important. And how do you think, what do you think about how big this problem is? Is it kind of an epidemic kind of a thing all over the world, that people are considering money as different from the way of life that they are living?
Yeah, I think it's a problem because some people aren't even aware. Like, I wasn't even aware that I was blocked. I'm like, no, I'm a financial planner. I know what I'm doing. It wasn't even into my awareness until that day in the garage. And I was like, what's going on here? And like, I watched The Secret and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, interesting. So so people, they may be out there like me, like they're not tuned in yet. And then once they finally realize that this is happening, that's why they're stuck. And it goes for everything in life. That's why you're stuck, is because there's some kind of energy blockage. And once you release yourself from that, the floodgates open up. It's like crazy. It's like, so I went from being trapped in that parking garage with $200 to my name to later that year making over 6 figures. Like, how does that happen? Like, it's just miraculous. So it's like, it was all because I was blocking that flow. So yeah, I want to also give some tips too. One, to like, first let go of fear. I know there might be a lot of people out there who are afraid to do something. So you got to let the fear go, because that also blocks everything. Get grounded, like meditate every day. That helps to like center you so you could attract the flow of abundance to you. And yeah, have faith and things will work out. As long as you keep taking the action, you will reach yourself. And another thing, like, you weren't born to fail. If you have this burning desire in your heart, like, it means you're on the right path. So follow that yearning, follow that desire, because you will make it. So that's why now, like, because even now, like, we're all like prone to scarcity. Like, sometimes I'll fall back. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? But you just, again, boom, you let that go. You slay that dragon every time it pops up. And then then you're going to realize, like, have I ever really been homeless on the street? Like, is God going to do that to me? No, like, I've always been provided for.
Yes.
Yeah. So
you're supported, you're provided.
Yeah. So you got to kind of just remember that and get into the flow. Because like I said, even if, because even some people, even the super wealthy, some of them, maybe they basically kind of have this down. And if they don't have it down, something unfortunate will happen. They'll go bankrupt or something, because it's about balance. You have to have balance, both of them. You know, we have to balance the spirituality part and the money part.
Right. If there is space, I always say this, and I always believe this. People talk about work-life balance, whereas work is a part of life, and life is a full big canvas in which there are different pillars, you know, like relationships, your social interactions, your careers, your own personal growth. These are all just small parts, but we kind of neglect all the other parts and just make career as a big monster out there, you know, and we start fighting between our life, which is actually a big canvas, and we fight between the career and our life to bring that balance or harmony. It's when in your bigger canvas there is harmony, will you get automatically, the harmony will come towards your career or your finances. I so agree with what you said now, letting go of the fear. And talking about fear, this is one question that I would really like to ask you. I'm so glad you shared this tip with our listeners and viewers. I was going to ask you to share some tips, and you already did. But following up on this question, I'd like to ask women entrepreneurs or leaders, or women in professional careers, whoever they are, who are in active careers basically, and how important is financial planning for them? A little bit background on why I'm asking you this question. In India, I don't know how is it in US, but I believe it would be the same. Traditionally, women are brought up saying that don't talk about money. You sound greedy, or you should not. It automatically comes to a point where the male members of the house are managing the money part, whether it goes to the bank, whether it goes into investments, whether it goes into which work or not, is all dictated by the male members of the house. So at least in India, this is what we have observed, that even if the woman is working, she has a full-fledged career, she leaves the decisions of money on her spouse or on her father. And how much do you think, what would you like to give a message to women, entrepreneurs, leaders, that even when they are into the entrepreneurial journey, they find it difficult to look at numbers sometimes and, plan their financial future or plan the financial future of the business that they're working in? Would you like to share some thoughts about it?
Sure. Well, yeah, I guess it's kind of similar in the US. Like I grew up where my mom, she handled the checkbook, my dad did all the investing. And I remember her always telling me, oh, if you find a guy half as good as your dad, you'll be okay. Meaning the guy that brings home the money, because she just stayed home and raised us, which is still a very hard job. But I was still like, heck no, I'm single. So if I don't do any financial planning, I'm screwed. If I don't bring any money, I'm screwed. It's all me. I don't have a husband to like take care of me. So I always tell women, okay, even if you do have that, things could change. You never know what could happen. You might get divorced. Your partner might die. So it's always important to know what's going on. When you meet with your financial advisor, go with your husband and make sure you understand. Know where everything is too, because like I said, if something happens, what are you going to do? Like you may not even know where everything is, and it's stressful. So just be involved. Don't be afraid. Money isn't scary. It's only scary because you don't know about it. So as soon as you educate yourself, it's going to be fine. And then in for your business too, I always tell people save about 20% of everything you bring in, especially as an entrepreneur, because as you know, there's ups and downs. So you got to make sure you can survive, like especially during COVID, that showed a lot. There were some lean times there for some people. So having that extra cushion to rely on is going to be helpful. So yeah, and just so another piece of advice is just because things are going so good all now, sometimes, again, there's cycles. It goes ups and downs, just like the market. Like you're making a lot of money, you may not be making a lot of money. So having that extra cushion is definitely going to help you. So financial planning is very important. Even if you're just starting out, save 20%. Well, it might not be a lot when the amount is smaller, but over time, it all adds up. That's the one thing I did when I was first starting. I contributed to my overfunded life insurance policy, $230 a month. And at the time, it was hard at times for me back when I was just beginning, because I have all these expenses and all these bills. But that was creating a pool of money that I had access to should I need it. And like during the pandemic, my clients, they're like, Dawn, I need money. I'm like, okay, well, we have it right here in your life insurance. Let's take it out here. We'll pay it back when you can. So it's just providing that extra safety net. And that's what you always want as an entrepreneur, as a woman. Always just make sure that you're going to be taken care of. Don't rely on anyone else.
Yes.
It's great if you have somebody there to help you, but still, again, be independent and rely on yourself, because as we saw with COVID, things change in an instant. So you never know. So you want to always, rely on yourself. And another thing too that gets you through the rough lean times is like relying on God. Like God always provides for you.
Absolutely. I so agree with you. And I think starting young into financial planning is also very important. But while I started my career at the age of 23 after I graduated, my father told me the first thing is, once your salary comes, is the first time when you're going to start investing. And he made me do that He didn't. He told me there is all the life available for you to spend on yourself and buy some goodies for yourself and pat your back for what you are earning. But the first salary that comes, start with investing, and you start with the right. And I think it was the right age to start, because I realized the time when I stepped out of my IT corporate job, we were in a lot of debt, and we were paying two EMIs for two houses that we had bought. We were staying on rent since the houses were not ready. And then came a lot of uh, a point where my son was supposed to start school and we had to pay fees there. So it was really a time when I think what my father said when I was 23 helped me to tide over that challenge at that point of time, where I had to dig into my savings because I saved for the rainy day. Mm-hmm. Thanks so much, Dawn, for shedding so much light on financial planning. You have a lovely topic, and this book, we are wishing you a grand success. We wish that this book is read by each and every person, especially women entrepreneurs. Please go ahead, check out this book, The Spiritual Path to Prosperity, The Truth About Money Revealed by Dawn. And definitely put up the review on Amazon or whatever platforms you're buying this book, because a review about the book helps the author reach more people. And I wish you a grand success again. Thank you so much for joining all the way from New York.
Thank you, Tanushree. I'm so happy to be on your show here, and thanks so much for that. And if you guys want to find out more information, you can go to my website, which is www.dsfinancialstrategies.com, or follow me on social media. I'll be sure to post it there as soon as it's released. I'm expecting it I'm hopefully by the end of the month now. But yeah, you can check my Facebook for that information. And thank you again for the opportunity, Tanushree. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll be sharing all your coordinates, social media coordinates in the post too. So please do go and check out this book, The Spiritual Path to Prosperity, The Truth About Money Revealed. Thank you so much, Dawn.
Thank you.
Bye. It was an interesting chat with Dawn, and so interesting to hear that how you can combine spirituality with money. Dear listeners and viewers, you can head over to my website for all the episodes of season 1 and upcoming season 2 at tanushreenayar.com/podcast, or connect with me on my FB page and YouTube page as Tanushree Nayar, on my Instagram page as @soulfullivingwithtanushree. My book, Bring Out That Red Lipstick, is also available on all leading online stores, Amazon.in, Amazon.com, Amazon.co.uk. Both Kindle and paperback versions are available. If you read it, please do not miss posting a review on Amazon for me to see. It will really encourage me. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay inspired. You are all loved. Peace, love, and light. Your host Tanushree, signing off.